Welcome to War Thunder with Subdued. How y'all doing today? Well, it's a fine Tuesday morning, and I just got my first test drive of the BV155B1. And to say that I am utterly disappointed is an understatement. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with this plane that employing it properly wouldn't fix. And you might be going, what does employing it properly actually mean? Well, what it means is using the plane as what it is designed to be, a extreme high altitude interceptor. This plane has an actual altitude limit of 55,760 feet, give or take, depending upon your engine condition and fuel condition and everything. So let's just say its top altitude is right around 55,000 feet. Its top speed of 432 miles an hour, which is kind of pedestrian compared to something like the P-47N or P-47M, is only reached at 50,000 feet. 50,840 for purists. Anywhere up until then, you're not going to see that top speed. Maybe in a dive. But you best be watching your speed because look at those long, long wings. They're freaking massive. And guess what? They're pretty fragile too. Now, yes, if you're down close to the ground and you roll it in its lethargic way and hit the elevator, yes, it will turn on a dime. It's basically turning on those wings. You've got two 20 millimeters and a 30 millimeter, so it can hit rather hard. But doing its job, which is an extreme altitude interceptor, it can't do it because its climb rate is pathetic. 2717. Now that's in feet per minute. You do the metric conversion to meters per second. But it's not very high. This thing is slow. I mean, it gets an interceptor start. Well, I get an interceptor start with the TA-154 too. And I climb much faster in the TA-154. And I've got another 30 millimeter cannon too. So I've got two 30 millimeter cannons and two 20 millimeter cannons. So I can hit much harder. Plus I've got two engines, which means it's not good for dogfighting, but then neither is the BV-155. This is a plane that was designed for one specific mission. And that mission doesn't exist in War Thunder. It can't climb up to the altitude of the bombers. It's not fast enough at low altitude. It doesn't roll worth a ding-dong. And it's fragile. The wings will fall off this at the lick of a 20 millimeter. So, what do I think this plane is worth? Well, if you get it by being in the battle pass, great. I really don't recommend using it for anything other than the Battle Pass. Once it's free stuff is done, set it aside because it's not worth it. Now, it does have a rather low repair cost, $1,070. I mean, you can probably make that just by picking off ground targets. But as far as being a plane that you can use in War Thunder properly, this is not your plane. This is a farce. Now, if they gave it a bomber start, I could almost buy into it. But again, the maps are small. This thing needs to be flying on the EC maps, where it can actually get to altitude, where it belongs, where it will run into B-29s and B-17s and B-24s and PB-4Ys and Lancasters and Lincolns and the like. If it got a bomber start on a enduring confrontation map, it would be worth the money, worth the effort, I'd better say. If it shows up on the marketplace, I do believe this plane would be worth no more than $10. Now, if they made it a pack for $10, I'd buy it. A $9.95 pack. Beyond that, I'd want it just for the sake of saying I've got it. Other than that, it's not worth the trouble or the effort. If the wings had been about 1/3 shorter and the cooling system had been tucked in closer to the wing or closer to the fuselage, giving it a better roll rate, this plane probably would have been scary. But the cooling system was halfway out the wing, and the wing is just freaking monstrous. Great for high altitude, lousy for the War Thunder game meta. The Subdude signing out. Y'all have a pleasant today, a better tomorrow. We'll catch you in the sky in air realistic on the good maps, of which there are still so goddamn few. Take care, folks. Subdude. Out!